Hey everyone, today we're talking about solo training, and I'm going to show you a inexpensive, apartment-friendly training device I made, and some methods to use it that you might find helpful for your own practice. So first, big shout out to our entire props department for pulling this all together for us. And may I introduce you to Big Yellow. So, during the various COVID shutdowns, I wanted to keep my skills up, I wanted to practice, and so I developed Big Yellow as a way to make that happen. So, preparing for the last Dog Brothers gathering, I put in a lot of mileage, as you can see, and it's time for a rebuild. So, we're going to take you along for the ride. In terms of materials, it's pretty simple. You're going to need a piece of doweling, say about 4 feet long, a couple flip-flops, and some duct tape, and 1 or 2 other odds and ends. Nothing about this is particularly complicated or requires specialized skills, so I'm just going to go through a little fast-forward training montage. Nothing about the measurements need to be exact, but generally I've got a target at face level, one around midsection or elbow height, and one targeting the knees. A lot depends on what you're hanging Big Yellow off of, so your target height will vary. The typical device for Filipino martial arts is car tires, because they're available pretty widely, and you can hit them as hard as you want and it's not going to have any effect on them, so they'll last basically forever. But again, apartment dwelling, not such a good solution. First drill: alternating forehands and backhands and cycling through targets high, middle, and low. A lot of people in sparring stick with one target or one level, and you really need to diversify to get the most out of your abilities. Whip tick, redondo, and lob tick strikes that cycle through on the forehand and the backhand side. I practice this combination a lot because it's a really good way to reinforce different methods of striking. Third drill: a thrust with an immediate follow-up strike, either forehanded or backhanded. This one's a good one for sparring because it leaves your opponent guessing where the next strike is going to be coming from. And of course it wouldn't be one of my videos without recommending Carenza. Again, the idea here is a free flow of technique, making use of Big Yellow's multiple targets. Switching over to double sticks, Big Yellow is really good for practicing your Sinawali patterns. We're going to run through a bunch of versions, starting with what's called single Sinawali. It's a 4-beat version. One problem with learning Sinawali is having a partner to practice with so that you can get enough repetitions to really get the sequence locked in. This is 6-beat single Sinawali. The next two patterns are Diamond Sinawali and what's called Double Sinawali, and they both start with a forehand backhand sequence. The difference is that here Diamond Sinawali is a forehand backhand forehand pattern, and Double Sinawali, what we're doing next, is a forehand backhand backhand pattern. This is Double Sinawali, and back in the day this was pretty much the only pattern that anybody knew, and we all drilled an infinite number of repetitions of it. This is Lacoste 8 count, and people find it very confusing, and I joke that if I'm ever murdered, the police should start the suspect list with people that I've taught this drill to. When my guru found out that I didn't know reverse Sinawali, he made kind of a little disgusted noise, and we spent pretty much the rest of the day doing nothing but reverse Sinawali. And just like with single stick, double stick, you absolutely need to do carenza. There's a lot of cognitive load going on with two sticks and having to coordinate them, so you need to put in your time doing carenza. Over the years, I've tried a few different adaptations and extensions to this basic setup. Some work better than others. If you try this and you've got an idea for something cool to add on, please tell me about it in the comments, because I'd love to know about it. Okay, that's going to do it for this video. I'd love for you to try out Big Yellow and give me some feedback on how the experience went. I'm also going to link you to two videos. This one, which is about the staff and range and uses Big Yellow, and this one that the YouTube algorithm thinks you'll like.